Today was a good class, yeah?
Yeah, I learned so much about sociology, man.
Yeah, man,
Hi.
definitely.
What's up, guys? Time to have dinner.
Does this seem familiar? Technology has enabled us to connect with each other even when we are not physically there. Social media, such as Facebook and Instagram, let us chat with others, share our lives, and have tons of online friends. However, now that we can interact online, do we interact offline? We hypothesize that friendships nowadays are not consequential to one's personal and professional development, influencing actions, choices, and access to resources. Our research therefore aims to find out if this is indeed true via quantitative research to assess if the people do tend to form close friendships, and do these friends hold low consequential value in people's lives.
We conducted a survey among SUTD students to understand the types of friendships they form. In this survey, we asked individuals to share details about 5 of their friends and weigh the level of closeness of the friendship, the level of influence each of the 5 friends has on them, and the likelihood of each of these friends in helping you find professional and academic opportunities such as internships. Here's a summary of our findings. The first distribution shows that SUTD students do form relatively close friendships, with average closeness of about 7. From the second histogram, we see that friendships tend to have a higher degree of influence on an individual's decision, as the distribution of average influence is skewed to the right. One possible explanation for seeing high influence on friends as compared to the average closeness is due to the theory of social contagion. Chris Tucker suggests that social contagion plays a high impact on an individual's subconscious decision making, even if there are 3 degrees of separation apart. Henceforth, this explains why we see that there is a more than proportionate average influence on friends than as compared to the distribution of closeness. However, despite finding that friends have high influence, we see from the third histogram that people are less inclined to create opportunities for each other, as the distribution for creating opportunities is skewed to the left. This is rather surprising. Why is it that people are more likely to be influenced by their friends, but they are less likely to help them? Due to the low response rate from our surveys and the conflicting results that we obtained from it, we resort to investigating these results via interviews of 3 individuals that participated in our survey.
Hi, now I'll be talking more about the qualitative study, particularly the research methodology we employed and the findings we obtained. So, our research methodology for this qualitative study was through interviewing particular individuals that had previously filled in our survey questionnaire. And to obtain a diverse range of thoughts and perspectives, we wanted to obtain individuals with varying degrees of sociability across the entire spectrum, and with noticeable differences in the thought process. So we had 3 key individuals, Mr. Joshua, Hongbei, and Ansh, and we asked them some questions to further investigate and test the hypothesis and observe how it plays out with these individuals. Firstly, the formation of strong friendships is not solely restricted to social media or online activity, but are also formed offline, which you can see in the clips next.
How I usually make friends. So usually I'll meet them through school. Like they'll be sitting beside me in class, and maybe we initiate a conversation about schoolwork, and then, if we are in the same CCA, I make a lot of friends through CCAs as well, and
I usually make friends by just talking, saying random shit to them, and then I maintain it because normally I need the emotional support, I guess. Yeah, and it makes it easier for like school life to know that you're not alone in this like very hectic time. Yeah.
So I think the closest friends I've made so far are people in my class, and I don't make any extra effort outside that, like outside my class or in fifth rows, to try and get close to people. It's just, if it happens, it happens. And then the reason I maintain those relationships is probably because it's good knowing that someone's going through the same thing as you.
Definitely.
And they feel the need to maintain these friendships mainly due to emotional support and having someone who's undergoing the same journey as them. As Hongwei mentioned, school life is easier when you're not alone in the journey and you want someone who's experiencing the same thing with you. This supports the personal and professional journey of the friend and results in the formation of social groups. The strength of these friendships within these social groups are further enhanced by the university setting and allows people to continuously meet and further develop the relationship.
I feel like the university environment definitely does help to create this kind of like reciprocity within friend groups and a lot of trust as well because typically if you have a very close and bonded group, you do a lot of work together, like studying together. You depend on each other, not just for like emotional emotional needs, but also like you depend on each other for work related needs. Like you have to make sure you have to trust the fact that this person knows what he's talking about and he's saying the right thing. And then there's a lot of reciprocity involved because you could help each other out with homework, and even though you might be really good at this one subject, you might not be so good at this other subject, and then your friend could help you out in those other areas which you are lacking in.
This directly links to Putnam's theory of generalized trust and reciprocity, which are integral values of voluntary association. These strong friendships are consequential, as one of the interviews mentioned that there are friends that help and show reciprocity for the areas you lack, and therefore increasing your personal development in the process. Secondly, as seen in the quantitative study, we found that friendships tend to have a significant influence on decision making, which particularly becomes greater for micro level actions like studies, projects, advice, etc., which can be demonstrated in the following clips.
Yeah, for sure, they definitely affect my choices. So let's bring up the example again. Like if I'm asking for advice from them for like either like group project related matters, or even like working, like let's say like I'm not too sure how to do a particular problem, I'll usually rely on them, and so it will affect my actions in the micro sense. Like it will affect whether I'm able to like complete a task, whether I'm able to like complete homework, or like can because I'm able to like seek help from them for homework. But it will also affect my macro life decisions, like, oh, should I go for this particular internship? Like, because I can like ask them for advice regarding whether, oh, is this company a good company to go for? Yeah, good question. So they definitely do influence my mindset. This is more like on a more subconscious level, I feel, because I like to make friends with people with good work ethic, so that I can also sort of harness that work ethic, and like when I see them working hard, I also feel motivated to work hard and like more driven to work hard as well, put in the time and hours into studying, and I think that really helps me to become a better student in general. Yeah.
For some individuals, the access to information is predominantly through their peers, as demonstrated by Hongbei.
I think it affected pretty significantly. Like whatever they do, I would think about it. If they don't do it, I wouldn't even think about it. So, yeah.
However, for some individuals, there needs to be enough closeness in the relationship or a barrier that needs to be overcome for the friends to share the required information.
Actually, I'm a very private person about my academic and professional life, so I don't involve my friends in those decisions. I neither tell them about it nor ask for their advice on it.
The reason for significant influence in decision making is due to the concept of social contagion, which refers to the spread of thoughts, attitudes, emotions, or behaviors through various social networks and how it can propagate within that group. This also has the tangential benefit of reshaping and reforming one's habitus and altering future decision making processes. Lastly, the third point we found was that strong friendships offer a plethora of opportunities. And in fact, we asked this very question to our interviewees, asking them to share the different kind of internship opportunities, valuable resources, or insightful learnings that they have obtained from their friends. Here are their responses.
So out of the group of my friends, we have always like shared resources with each other, like regarding is this like okay. First of all, it could be like academic related. Second of all, it could be like work, like finding a job related. So like that's like career advising kind of thing, like whether this company is good or not. Yeah, so I think there's definitely like a level of trust built up already that we will help each other.
Sometimes these opportunities present themselves when the actors themselves take the initiative to make the request for that opportunity. This was the experience of Hongbei.
It depends on the friends you have, I guess. If your friends like to share a lot, then they would, but yeah, I mean the friends I'm with don't really do that, so not really.
So it's more like upon request. So if you ask them for help, they would help you.
Yeah.
But they won't actively try and help you.
Yeah.
Now, people are not intrinsically motivated to help each other, but however, when a request for help is received, it is attended to because of the social norms of helping each other with projects or assignments that is prevalent within the community. And overall, a sufficient advance of trust and reciprocity in the relationship and its virtuous cycle may explain the difference between active and passive sharing of these opportunities.
In this presentation, we tried to test the hypothesis of whether friendship nowadays are not consequential to one's personal and professional development, influencing actions, choices, and access to resources. We analyzed this both quantitatively using surveys and data analysis, and qualitatively using interviews. Our group came up with a threefold conclusion. 1. People form strong friendships. 2. Close friends typically have a greater influence in decision making. And finally, friends provide a greater influx of opportunities. With the positive results of the current friendships and the importance of them, next time you're out with your friends, putting down your phone may not be a bad idea after all.
Hey, Aish.
Vincent, oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. Let me keep my phone. Yeah.